These mysteries and events need unraveling before the last bang. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things we want to see on The Big Bang Theory before it ends. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the characters and plot elements from The Big Bang Theory that fans want to see before the show concludes its final season. Number 10. Stuart getting a win.
Why don't you just break up with her?
No, I can't.
Why not?
'Cause then I'd be alone, like you.
Comic book store owner, artist, and perpetual sad sack Stuart Bloom is one of the core gang's friends, yet he rarely catches a break. Whether it's his financial difficulties, his store burning down, or his poor luck with women, Stuart always seems to be down in the dumps about something, and for good reason.
Not so good, my shrink just killed himself. Blamed me in the note.
Although he's recently hit things off with Denise, who works at his store, we'd love to see them get a happily ever after together. After years of terrible luck, it would be especially nice to see things turn around for Stuart.
I don't mean to be rude, Sheldon, but my life is kind of falling apart right now.
Number 9. One Last Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Among Sheldon Cooper's many quirks is his use of the nonsense word bazinga to indicate when he's told a joke or said something sarcastically.
Even in my sleep-deprived state, I've managed to pull off another one of my classic pranks. Bazinga.
Given how dry and serious he can be, it's often the only clue when he's trying to be funny, other than that bizarre laugh of his.
Bazinga. I don't care.
Although the word became something of a catchphrase for him, it's only been spoken once since season 5. Before the show's end then, it would be nice to see Sheldon punctuate one of his classic pranks with this iconic exclamation.
Sheldon, come here!
Bazinga.
Number 8. Sheldon and Amy becoming parents.
Oh, sure, because Sheldon's DNA plus my DNA equals a kid who knows how to make friends grow up!
Although Howard and Bernadette now have both a son and daughter, neither of the main couples on the show have started their own families. While Leonard dreams of becoming a dad, Penny has made it clear that she doesn't plan to have kids.
I mean, our life is so great. Why would we want to change that?
Sheldon and Amy, however, are a different story. Fans of the prequel spin-off Young Sheldon know that Sheldon becomes a dad eventually, given comments that the character's future self makes in narration. Will we finally see this happen before The Big Bang Theory ends its run? It's definitely possible. And besides, ending a sitcom with a pregnancy is kind of a tradition.
Because your kids were supposed to be friends with my kids, who's gonna be friends with them now?
Number 7. Howard getting his Ph.D.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Dr. Kuthapali.
Dr. Gablehauser?
Dr. Hofstadter.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Dr. Cooper.
Dr. Gablehauser.
Mr. Wolowitz.
Although Howard is a highly accomplished, multilingual aerospace engineer and a former astronaut, a lot of the time he receives flack, especially earlier on, for not having a doctorate like most of the other members of the group.
And then one day, she meets a group of geniuses and their friend Howard.
Sheldon in particular loves to point this out, as do several of Howard's colleagues at the school. It would be gratifying to see Howard be able to level the playing field, so to speak, and get the respect for his accomplishments that he deserves. Although knowing Sheldon, he'd probably still find something to lord over him.
You're a doctor, you're a doctor, you're a doctor, you're a doctor, and Howard, you know a lot of doctors.
Number 6. More cameos.
It's really you.
The Big Bang Theory has featured famous guest stars galore, playing either themselves or original characters. New and returning guests have already been announced, and we can't wait to see William Shatner in that D&D episode. We're also hopeful, however, that there'll be some surprise cameos, maybe from actors in contemporary shows. How amazing would some Game of Thrones action be, given that winter is coming for both series in 2019? Whoever does show up, from whatever shows, we're sure that our favorite TV geeks will be flipping out just as much as we will.
The guy who plays Jon Snow was a jerk. We still watch Game of Thrones.
He was a jerk because you rear-ended him.
Number 5. Sheldon and Amy winning the Nobel Prize.
Leonard, I'm on a lifelong trajectory that includes a Nobel Prize and cities named after me.
Sheldon and Amy do a lot of things together, although some of them took longer to do than others. One of their most recent and potentially groundbreaking mutual activities was hitting on a new theory related to string theory.
So instead of supersymmetry, it would be super asymmetry?
Super asymmetry, that's it!
When some researchers prove their theory, and are in the running for the Nobel Prize, they offer to include one of them in the credits. Amy is willing to forego her credit, since Sheldon's dream has been to win the prize. But it would be lovely to see Shamey win it together.
I don't want to be the reason that you don't win a Nobel.
You're the only reason I deserve one.
Number 4. Raj Finding the One.
Leonard, Howard, and I'm sorry, what was your name again?
While not quite as unlucky in love as Stewart, Rajesh Koothrappali has also struggled to find a consistent, committed relationship throughout the show's run. This is primarily due to his selective mutism around women. But even after overcoming that, Raj hasn't had the easiest time with the opposite sex.
I finally found someone who's right for me, and I drove her away.
Early on in season 12, Raj prepared to enter an arranged marriage with a woman called Anu, although they've since called it off and decided to slow things down. Is Anu the one for Raj? We still don't know. Whatever happens, we hope he finds happiness. Number 3. Penny's maiden name.
Penny, you out here?
One of the most enduring mysteries of the series is that Penny apparently doesn't have a last name, at least until she marries Leonard. It's been a subtle running gag that her maiden name has remained unspoken, or at least unheard, with even the rest of her family members never saying it.
Penny, we are made of particles that have existed since the moment the universe began.
Series co-creator Bill Prady has promised that Penny's last name will be revealed, whereas executive producer Steve Malaro has stated otherwise. But this is one enigma of the Big Bang Theory that really needs to be solved before its end. Even actress Kaylee Cuoco is dying to know.
What can you tell us about it, and what do you want to see happen in the final season?
I'd like to learn Penny's last name.
Number 2. Howard's dad.
An elf doll. When I was 11, my mother got me one to help me sleep after my dad left.
Howard is noted for having an unhealthy relationship with his late mother, and we'd be willing to bet it has a lot to do with the absence of his father, who left when he was 11. Sam Wolowitz left behind a letter, which one of the gang reads aloud, along with several made-up letters featuring alternate scenarios.
I would like to change mine.
In season 8, Howard meets his half-brother, who was apparently part of Mr. Wolowitz's second family. However, we'd still like to see Howard meet his father again, regardless of whether their reunion is happy or hostile, or which letter ends up being true. It'd be pretty hilarious if his life did turn out to be the basis for the Goonies, though.
It was a map leading to the lost treasure of famous pirate One-Eyed Willie.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Indy's whip snapped, Thor's hammer missed. It was Avenger versus Archaeologist.
Can we please talk about something other than my depressing love life?
How about Penny's depressing acting career?
Hey, I mean, it's been a little tough, but Penny's following her dreams, and in my book, that is not depressing.
Cinnamon!
Cinnamon!
You know, maybe she doesn't recognize her name because of Raj's accent.
Good thinking.
Cinnamon, come to daddy!
When we first met, we were enemies. But we worked through that, and we became friends. Do you really want to go back?
Honestly, it doesn't feel very different.
Hello, Sheldon.
Hello, Sheldon.
If you're watching this, I assume something bad has happened.
Number 1. The elevator getting fixed.
If we take the dish off, it might fit in the elevator.
Yes, but the elevator's been broken for 2 years.
Despite living several floors up, the gang frequently needs to traipse up and down the stairs to and from the apartment that serves as their primary hangout spot and/or residence. This is due to the elevator in their building being broken. A result, naturally enough, of a rocket fuel experiment gone wrong.
It's out of order. Yes, I can read the sign. I'm just pondering the implications.
The consistent failure of attempts to fix the elevator has become a running gag, as has the exasperation of those forced to make the trek. Even if the elevator is repaired, though, we wouldn't be surprised if the group continues taking the stairs out of habit, or at Sheldon's behest.
I had plenty of time.
You're welcome.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.